What's going on, everybody? It's Friday night. New movie night again! Yay! Back to back. It was Snake Eyes last night, and now this night, tonight, it's old. I feel old. So, the new movie by M. Night Shyamalan. We haven't seen a movie from him in...
The Visit?
Glass.
Glass.
Which,
Yeah.
let's face it, not everybody liked, but I love it.
that.
The new movie, Old, by M. Night Shyamalan, which is a shock to me, isn't an original movie. It's actually based on a graphic novel apparently titled Sandcastle, I think. That's what the credits told me. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Who cares? This is now M. Night Shyamalan's thing. The whole plot of the movie, we'll give you a very brief plot breakdown because this movie gets nuts really quick. So, family shows up to this beautiful resort in some country. It's beautiful. They're like, hey, you are our favorite family. We would like to invite you to this private beach. And then they're like, yeah, sure, why not? We're having marital issues. We're getting ready to get separated, but our kids don't know it yet.
I'm dying of a medical condition.
I got a tumor the size of a grapefruit in me, but that's all right. And so, they go and they get on the bus. Who's the bus driver? M. Night Shyamalan, because the guy has to put himself in every movie that he's in. Then, they get to the beach, but hey, come to find out, it's not as secluded as you think. There's other people there. Mm-hmm. And then that's when things kind of start to kick off, right? So people are getting, not sick, but they're starting to feel weird. And then things are kind of starting to progress. Wrinkles are forming, people are getting taller, bathing suits are getting tighter. People are getting older. People are getting pregnant.
Your description is wild.
The movie's wild, right? The movie just goes on and on. Of course, this is a typical M. Night horror movie, suspense movie of sorts, where it starts picking people off one by one until there's really just a select couple, left, the heroes. The movie's fascinating, okay? Because, if it's one thing that M. Night does well, it's take these different, larger-than-life personalities, puts them in a setting, and then says, this is our group of heroes. Watch them work together. Psych! This is my group of normal, everyday people with these larger-than-life egos which don't mesh. How are they going to survive this wild circumstance? And that he does that well. The acting, I have mixed feelings about the acting. So the acting in the acting in the last 2/3 of the movie is spot on fantastic. The kid actors, look, not every kid actor is going to be the kids from Stranger Things. It's just not always going to happen. So yeah, you get some of the kind of forced kid stuff because this is kids, they're not the best. But once we start getting into the older versions of them, we get the Naked Brothers boy. Shout out to him. Naked Brothers man. As the 6-year-old brain in like a 16-year-old body, and the way it's written, the way he acts it out, it's all handled really, really well because there's a nice juxtaposition of here's this, very immature kid who's rapidly aging, but while his brain is staying that youthful young self, his body is going through all of those raging hormones, which then leads to a girl also going through the same thing. She ends up getting pregnant. The next 15 minutes after that are flipping nuts. Okay, there's a birth, there's a death, there's
some more death.
There's a sand baby. It is nuts. Two of the standouts are the mom. I don't remember her name. Doesn't matter. But the dad. Gael Garcia Bernal, he is amazing. We need him in more stuff. I don't care what he's in, just put him in more stuff. Because the nice little emotional bond that they have at the end. Because they're getting split up, divorced or anything when they make it off the island. No one's making it off. And he is, of course, they're aging, so he can't see. She can't really hear all too well. But they're having a heart-to-heart. And it's hilarious, right? So, this movie, the message is that, time is...
of the essence.
Time is of the essence. There's a time limit. You have to enjoy what you have while you're there. So, they've been arguing this entire time, but then he's sitting there, and he says, what were we arguing about? I can't remember. And she says, yeah, I don't know. And then he goes...
I don't know if that's how it went. But...
Close enough, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then he goes, well, I don't remember what the word is for it, but that's how I feel about you, right? And it's like, something, look, I'm paraphrasing here, okay? I'm paraphrasing here.
That was terrible.
Yeah, it was. But it's like, you can still see that even though, like, his mind is starting to slip, even though he can't see her face, the perspective on that is amazing, by the way. It's like, you can still feel that there's love there, and that, you know, that time there is still, like, cherished. And that's really, like, the core message of the movie. Of course, you get the M. Night Shyamalan twisty twist, right, of why this is happening. It's interesting, you know, it's a real moral dilemma here. So, you get this group of people, and they're not the only group. It's test subjects, what, 75?
74, I think.
Test group 74, something like that. And they're experimenting on them because they all have a debilitating disease. So there's like a tumor, there's Alzheimer's, there was, what else was there? There was a blood disease.
Oh, epilepsy.
Epilepsy. And so they're experimenting on them medically to see these cures and how they can use it to cure people of these debilitating diseases.
We disagree. For one, guys, I thought the acting was subpar. What he just described as like this emotional bond between the two, it was not that deep. And they didn't sell it that deep.
She's not picking up on the smaller, subtle eccentricities of the performance. That's the film snob in me.
He said, huh, what are we talking about? She said, oh, I don't know. Okay, look at me.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Right, they're the two old guys from the Muppets.
No, seriously, that's
right.
how it went. I mean, the acting in this movie, except for, I would say like the last 20 minutes were okay. I don't know. This movie was okay.
Okay.
I still love M. Night Shyamalan, and I'll pretty much almost see anything that he does.
Yeah,
but,
you want to sit down and watch The Happening or The Last Airbender?
I already did that, and I'm not doing that.
Let's all watch The Last Airbender together.
No.
Another thing that I have to point out, say what you will about M. Night as a writer, the dude's technical skills have only gotten better. It's aging like a fine wine, and I don't drink it anymore. I mean, there's a part in the middle, and my jaw was on the floor of just how technically perfect this whole sequence plays out. As all the various families and the groups are on the island, they're all breaking up and they're trying to handle their own situations in their own ways, but it's a single take on the island. And there's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of moving people. And we had the pleasure of seeing this in Dolby Atmos. Oh. So, you know, you have all of that directional sound, and it's fascinating. It pulls you right in. So as the camera's moving from one group to the other, you can still hear the other group on the other side of the theater. Like, it was fascinating. You know, there's a lot of technical shots in here that we haven't seen from M. Night before. I mean, he's really, really grown as a filmmaker. Has he grown as an actor? Hell to the no. The dude is still corny balls as all get out.
M. Night.
You know, he's like, sir, they drowned. It's been 9 minutes. I'm sure they're dead. Packing up. Be back at base.
Then rolling up to the resort like,
Oh, yeah, then they roll up to the resort. He stiff-arms the drug drinks. And he's like, you're a police officer, right? Evidence. Spoiler, that's the whole ending right there. No, but it is. It's a good movie. If you actually have a chance to see it in the Dolby Atmos.
Go see it, for sure. I would give it like a C. Or
how many
tacos?
Yeah, what the? We don't do letters here.
I know, but that's just the first thing. I guess like last night. No, you know what? Because I love M. Night so much, I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Wow.
No. Okay, I'll give it a 2.90.
Sometimes I really don't understand. Like I just don't get it sometimes. I can't give this a taco. What I'm gonna do is
don't do it.
So for me, the perfect M. Night is Split, right? The Split is pitch perfect. I'm gonna put this right underneath Split, okay? And then right underneath this is Unbreakable, okay? And then underneath that is The Visit, and then underneath that is Glass.
Fantastic.
And then underneath Glass,
nobody asked for a whole
group
breakdown.
up whatever
Nobody
you want.
asked for a whole breakdown.
The point is, Old is a beautifully shot movie. If you can see this in Dolby, in that 4K projection, it is a beautiful movie to look at.
If you just see it at all.
Right.
It is actually visually pleasing.
It's a visually pleasing movie. There's a lot of interesting themes. The man has gotten more mature the older he gets with his writing and his directing. Granted, this is based on a graphic novel, but he still handles it well. This is our movie recommendation for the second night in a row. Wow. You're welcome. Go see Old in theaters by M. Night Shyamalan. Please let him continue this hot streak because you know it's going to end soon. And until next time, guys, this has been VHS Tacos signing off. We will see you on the next movie, Jungle Cruise. Adios.
Bye.